It was just another Saturday in the quiet suburban neighborhood of Willow Creek when John, a hard-working mechanic, found himself at the center of a bizarre standoff with his HOA and the local police, all over a pickup truck parked in his own driveway. But when his wife, Sarah, a decorated police sergeant, answered the door in her crisp uniform, badge gleaming, the officer's jaws hit the floor, and the HOA's petty power trip unraveled in seconds. John had lived in Willow Creek for 5 years, a peaceful community with tidy lawns and cookie-cutter houses. He and Sarah bought their home after years of saving, drawn to its spacious garage where John could tinker with engines and Sarah could unwind after long shifts. They kept to themselves, paid their dues, and never caused trouble. But the Willow Creek Homeowners Association had a reputation for nitpicking, and John's 1998 Ford F-150, parked in his driveway for a weekend oil change, became their latest obsession. The trouble started on a crisp September morning. John was up early, coffee in hand, ready to spend the day under the hood. The truck, his pride and joy, was parked neatly in the driveway, tools laid out on a tarp. Sarah was still asleep, having pulled a double shift the night before. John didn't think twice about the truck. It was his property, after all. But by noon, a white SUV with the HOA's logo pulled up. Out stepped Karen, the HOA president, clipboard in hand, her lips pursed like she'd just bitten a lemon. "Mr. Thompson," Karen said, her voice dripping with authority, "your vehicle is in violation of Article 7, Section 3 of the HOA covenants. No commercial or unsightly vehicles may be parked in driveways overnight." John wiped grease from his hands and squinted at her. "It's not commercial. It's my personal truck, and it's been here less than a day. I'm working on it." Karen didn't budge. "The rules are clear. It's an eyesore and we've had complaints. Move it to the garage or face a fine." John bit his tongue. He dealt with Karen's power trips before, complaints about his grass being a half-inch too long, or the time she cited him for a basketball hoop that was too visible from the street. He explained the truck would be in the garage by evening, but Karen wasn't having it. She scribbled on her clipboard, handed him a citation, and warned, "This is your last notice. Next time we escalate." Escalate? John thought it was an empty threat. He went back to his work, assuming Karen would move on to harass someone else. But the next morning, as he sipped coffee on his porch, 2 police cruisers rolled up, lights flashing. His stomach dropped. Neighbors peeked through curtains, and Karen's SUV idled across the street, her silhouette visible behind the tinted windows. 2 officers stepped out, a young rookie named Officer Daniels and a grizzled veteran, Officer Martinez. Daniels, eager and by the book, approached first. "Sir, we received a complaint about an illegally parked vehicle. Can you step outside, please?" John set his mug down, heart racing but voice calm. "This is my property. The truck's mine, and it's in my driveway. What's illegal about that?" Martinez, scanning the scene, seemed less convinced. "HOA says it's a violation, and they've got the right to enforce their rules. Let's see some ID, and we'll sort this out." John complied, handing over his driver's license. He explained the situation. The truck was temporary, he was fixing it, and the HOA was blowing it out of proportion. Daniels took notes, while Martinez kept glancing at Karen's SUV, clearly annoyed at being dragged into a neighborhood spat. "Look," Martinez said, "just move the truck and we're done here." Before John could respond, the front door opened. Sarah stepped out, her police uniform pressed and polished, her sergeant's badge catching the morning sun. The air shifted. Daniels froze mid-sentence, his pen hovering over his notepad. Martinez's eyebrows shot up, and even Karen, watching from her SUV, leaned forward, her smug expression faltering. "Officers," Sarah said, her voice steady but laced with authority, "is there a problem here?" Daniels stammered, No, ma'am, I mean Sergeant. We're just responding to a complaint about a vehicle." Sarah's eyes flicked to the truck, then to Karen's SUV. She crossed her arms. "A complaint from the HOA, I'm guessing? Karen again?" Martinez nodded, a faint smirk tugging at his lips. "Yeah, seems like it. You know how these HOAs get." Sarah stepped closer, her presence commanding. I'm Sergeant Sarah Thompson, badge number 4721. This is my home, and that's my husband's truck. It's legally parked on our property, and it's not in violation of any municipal code. So, unless there's an actual crime here, I suggest you tell Karen to take her complaints elsewhere. Daniels, still wide-eyed, looked to Martinez for guidance. Martinez chuckled softly. Ma'am, we're just following up. Sounds like this is an HOA matter, not a police one. We'll clear out. As the officers turned to leave, John caught Karen's eye through her windshield. Her face was red, her hands gripping the steering wheel. She'd expected a quick win, maybe a tow truck to haul John's F-150 away, but Sarah's uniform had flipped the script. The officers drove off, and Karen's SUV peeled out, leaving a trail of embarrassment in her wake. Word spread fast. By evening, neighbors were texting John, some apologizing for Karen's antics, others asking for the full story. The HOA backed off, and the truck stayed put until John finished the repairs. But the incident wasn't just a victory over petty bureaucracy, it was a reminder of the quiet strength Sarah carried, both in her badge and in their partnership. John never heard directly from Karen again, though he noticed her SUV avoided their street for weeks. The neighborhood settled back into its routine, but the story of the HOA's failed power play became Willow Creek legend, whispered over backyard barbecues and shared in group chats. For John and Sarah, it was just another day. A minor annoyance turned into a moment of triumph, all because Sarah's uniform spoke louder than Karen's clipboard ever could. The fallout didn't end there. The HOA's overreach sparked a quiet rebellion among the residents. At the next meeting, several neighbors challenged Karen's leadership, citing her abuse of power. John didn't attend. He was back under his truck, wrench in hand, but Sarah showed up, still in uniform, just to make a point. The room fell silent when she walked in. Karen tried to deflect, claiming she was only enforcing the rules for the community's benefit. But the tide had turned. Neighbors shared their own stories of her petty citations. A mailbox painted the wrong shade of beige, a kid's bike left on a lawn for an hour too long. By the end of the meeting, Karen resigned as president, citing personal reasons. The new board rewrote the HOA's overly strict covenants, including the vague, unsightly vehicle rule that had targeted John. For John and Sarah, life went on. He kept fixing cars, she kept serving their city, and their driveway remained their own. The incident became a story they'd laugh about over dinner, a testament to their ability to face down nonsense together. But for Willow Creek, it was a wake-up call, a reminder that rules don't trump reason, and a badge in the right hands can shut down even the most determined busybody.